But the Department of Education, we had better education before this thing was created.
Better and cheaper.
Better and cheaper. Now we're in a massive hole. This thing is a big behemoth that just sucks up money through a straw, right? No pun intended, but just sucks it up through a straw. And we're worse off for it. We were better off without it. I think we need to go back to the days when we didn't have a Department of Education and each state competed to be the best.
But
No, you're right.
Truth.
We might learn the truth. No, it's true. But I always look at the Department of Education. And I think we've spent so much money. I mean, we're up to Washington D.C. spends $20,000, $22,000 a year on primary education, and their outcomes aren't any better. We're spending exponentially more money on students every year, and they are either maintaining or they're falling. They're not getting better. We are not getting a return on our investment that we're putting in. So we have to really sit back and say, is there a better way? Are there better ways that we can spend this money and use these revenues? And we hear classic arguments on both sides. I mean, we are going to be more likely to say, look, we need vouchers, we need backpack funding, we need the students to be able to make the choice to where they go to school, and we need to be able to hold the schools accountable for
Wait
education.
a minute. We need the parents to be able to make that decision, not the students. The students,
Okay.
Everybody gives the students the right to make the decision. Well, I have my parental authority, and I have fought with the school district over that this week. The parents need that authority because the children are not mature enough to make those decisions.
I agree with you. I think it's a parental decision. The parent should have the ultimate decision and the ultimate say. And I don't care what the UN thinks.
Hey, wasn't there was like a Supreme Court ruling on this very topic? Or no, it's coming soon. They were arguing it today that this about a girl who was forced. She wanted to go to public school and her mother didn't want her to. Something like that in Minnesota. Do you guys know anything else about that?
I think there's one where the parents wanted the child to go to a private school, and the kid didn't want to go to private school because all of her friends were going to the public school.
Yeah.
And
so they're hearing arguments on that case now.
Yeah, and what would happen is the kid just refused to go. The kid wouldn't get out of bed in the morning. The kid wouldn't get dressed, and mom had to drag the kid out by the hair to get the kid to go to school, and then the kid just wouldn't go. So it's like, all right, what do you do at that point? Are you going down to juvie hall? What's the next step? How do you enforce it? When you give
Bring back corporal punishment.
Yeah, once you take something like that away, and then you go and you tell the kid, well, you have a say in things. You've blown the whole parental authority thing right out the window. It's like it's like having a mom and dad, two parents, and they're on different pages as to what to do. Right? They can't agree on it. Therefore, the kid's the one who's going to really get their way in that because mom and dad they're not on the same page. They can't agree on what's going to happen. And the kid's going to play them too like crazy. You got to have that unified front in order to be an effective parent. But now you can have mom and dad. You can have the unified front with the parents. They've got everything lined out. They know exactly what they're doing. They got their rules in place. And here comes the federal government saying, no, the kid can do whatever the kid wants to do.
Okay.
They want to place. They want to fight. They want to make the children. They want to put the children against the parents, so that then the school system can raise the children. And that's been a classic tactic of the socialist, since their movement began.
It takes a village.
Children from the home. Yeah, but it takes a village with the parents inside of the village, and that's the thing they don't understand. And they want to remove the parents from the home so that the better and the brighter teachers can direct the children's lives, and they can destroy the family unit so that people are dependent upon government for all things.
Yeah. And if you want to see how well education works or how the federal government runs things, just look at D.C. That's the one place where the Department of Education has authority, to oversee education. I agree with that 100%. They have the authority to do it in D.C. That's their place.
There's a change coming in, John. There's a big change coming in. They're also bringing in the police to do the discipline. I had a kid punch my kid in the head on the bus. He deserved it. He needed it. But we went all through spring break before I knew anything about it. And they wanted me, first question out of the principal's mouth was, did you call the cops? And I said, absolutely not. That parent has the parental authority to reprimand their child if they choose without you charging them money and being a income grab here and putting the police involved.
Now, could you have pictured back when I was in the 7th grade, and that kid was on the corner, and he's just poking and picking, and I popped him a shot, laid him out. Can you picture the cops coming to lock me up?
I know.
You know, it's crazy.
Yeah. My son didn't fight back because he knew he had to get a ticket. He was trying to help me save money. I told that principal, from here on out, my son's punching back because I'm not raising a puss. And you guys and your bullying policies and everything else can shove it. I said a little bit worse than that. His eyes got big and he got upset. And Monday I'm going to go to the school board meeting and I'm going to let him know right out. My son's not going to be a puss. He's going to be just like me. He's going to fight you tooth and nail.
Yeah,
I'm holding your feet to the fire and making you walk across it.
Yeah, I told my kids, I said, you know, if you could, you know, if it's good, just turn around and walk away. If the kid's an idiot, don't worry about it. If you find yourself in a position where you have to defend yourself, you give it everything you got. Go for it. And I will be right behind you. Yep, and it's happened on occasion, you know, where you get pushed around, and you're like, yeah, okay, you know what? I'm just going to leave you alone because I'll hurt you if I start on you. But at some point, you just got to do it. Just like the kid in the video, that little kid, he had enough. Unfortunately for him, the big kid picked him up and just completely body slammed him. But I give the kid credit for standing up for himself.
And in this state, both parties get expelled from school.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's zero tolerance for fighting, because they don't want to teach people to stand up for themselves. They want people to cower.
This is America, land of the free, home of the what? Oh yeah, brave. That's right. We don't cower from anyone. We don't run and hide. We don't turn around and turn tail and run.
And that's your Department of Education.
Department of Education. We will wuss out. And so, all right, that's the Department of Education.